Good morning, students. Let us continue with Geography Chapter 4, Climate. Today, in this video, we are going to learn about El Nino, Southern Oscillation, the onset and withdrawal of the monsoon. Let's begin. El Nino. El Nino is a name given to the periodic development of a warm ocean current along the coast of Peru as a temporary replacement of the cold Peruvian current. So what is El Nino? El Nino is a name given to the periodic development of a warm ocean current along the coast of Peru as a temporary replacement of the cold Peruvian current. Okay, we will be learning about this in detail further. Okay, El Nino is a Spanish word which means the child, and it refers to the baby Christ. Now, why does El Nino refer to baby Christ? Yes, as this current starts flowing during Christmas. Okay, the presence of the El Nino leads to an increase in sea surface temperature. So, due to El Nino, what happens? Yes, there is increase in the sea surface temperature and weakening of the trade winds in the region. So not only there is increase in the sea surface temperature, but also there is weakening of the trade winds in the region. Okay, students, don't worry, we will be learning about El Nino in detail in this video. Okay, now just have a look at this map, students. First, we will talk about the normal period, that is non-El Nino time. Okay, students. So be ready to learn what happens during non-El Nino time. Okay. Now here in this map you can see the low pressure in India, high pressure in Madagascar. Okay. During this time the trade winds are very strong. Okay. And the trade winds blow this way. And what about the sea surface temperature in Peruvian coast? Yes, it is very high. And the wind carries the warm water along with it. Okay, as the sea surface temperature is quite high in the Peruvian coast, the water gets warm and the trade winds carries the warm water along with it. Okay, students. Now, as a result, the warm water is displaced from Peruvian coast to Australian coast. Okay. Now, as the water is warm, moisture rises up, cloud formation takes place. Okay, and then rainfall occurs. Okay, so here in Australian coast you will find rainfall. Okay, now what happens in Peruvian coast? Yes, the warm water gets displaced by the cold water. Okay, now below the warm water there is cold water, isn't it? So as the trade winds carry the warm water along with it to the Australian coast, what happens? The warm water in the Peruvian coast gets displaced by the cold water. Okay. As nutrients are present in cold water, it attracts the fishes, which ultimately attracts the fishermen. So students, during normal period, that is non-El Nino period, fishing takes place on a large scale on Peruvian coast. Okay, and during this time, India also receives good amount of rainfall. Okay, students. Now, let us learn about El Nino period. Okay. Now, students, in your textbook, in detail regarding El Nino is not given. But we need to understand the concepts, right? So I am explaining you in detail. Okay, students. Now let's talk about El Nino. During El Nino period, we will find that the cold Peruvian current, okay, getting displaced with warm ocean current. Okay, students. Now during this time, the trade winds are very weak. Okay, now as the trade winds are weak, they can't carry warm water along with them like earlier they used to do, isn't it, during non-El Nino time. So as a result, warm water will be found near Peruvian coast, and during this time there is loss to the fishing industry as fishes are not found in warm water. Okay, and during this time, that is El Nino period, there is heavy rainfall, okay, in Peruvian coast. Okay, students, as there is low pressure area in Peruvian coast, okay, and you know winds blow from high pressure to low pressure, isn't it? So there is heavy rainfall in the Peruvian coast. Okay, students, now here in this map you will see low pressure is also found in India, isn't it? But now why there is drought in India during this time? Yes, because the low pressure area of India is weak compared to that of the Pacific Ocean. Okay, students, and you know winds blow from high pressure to low pressure. So winds will blow towards Peruvian coast rather than India. Okay, so as a result, what happens? Drought like situation takes place in India, not only in India but also in Australia. Okay, students. So students, I hope you have understood about El Nino. Okay, and during El Nino period, there is heavy rainfall in the Peruvian coast and drought like condition in India as well as in Australia. Okay. The warming phase of the sea temperature is known as El Nino, and the cooling phase of the sea temperature is known as La Nina. Now you will ask, Miss, what is La Nina? We have learnt about the non-El Nino period, right? It is called as La Nina. So La Nina is the opposite of El Nino, and this El Nino and La Nina takes place alternately. Okay, students. Now let us learn about Southern Oscillation. Changes in the pressure conditions over the southern oceans also affect the monsoons, isn't it? When the tropical Eastern South Pacific Ocean experiences high pressure, the tropical Eastern Indian Ocean experiences low pressure. Okay, we have learnt about this, isn't it, students? But in certain years, there is reversal in the pressure conditions, and the Eastern Pacific has lower pressure in comparison to the Eastern Indian Ocean. And this periodic change in pressure conditions is known as the Southern Oscillation. So what is Southern Oscillation, students? Yes, the periodic change in pressure condition. Now which periodic change they are talking about? Let's see. When the tropical Eastern South Pacific Ocean experiences high pressure, the tropical Eastern Indian Ocean experiences low pressure. But in certain years, there is reversal in the pressure conditions, and the Eastern Pacific has lower pressure in comparison to the Eastern Indian Ocean. And this periodic change in pressure conditions is known as the Southern Oscillation. Okay, students. The El Nino phenomenon is a feature connected with the Southern Oscillation. In this, a warm ocean current flows past the Peruvian coast in place of the cold Peruvian current. We had learnt about this in detail, isn't it? And this occurs every 2 to 5 years. Okay, students. The changes in pressure conditions are connected to the El Nino. Hence, the phenomenon is referred to as ENSO. What is the full form of ENSO? Yes, El Nino Southern Oscillations. And why it is referred to as ENSO? Yes, because the changes in pressure conditions are connected to the El Nino. Hence it is referred to as ENSO. Hope it is clear, students. Now let us talk about the onset of the monsoon. That is the arrival of the monsoon. The monsoon winds are pulsating in nature. Pulsating means they are not steady in nature. Okay. The duration of the monsoon is between 100 to 120 days. So what about the duration of the monsoon? Yes, it's between 100 to 120 days. From early June to mid-September. At the time of arrival of monsoon, the normal rainfall increases suddenly and continues constantly for several days. And this phenomenon is called as burst of the monsoon. So what do you mean by the burst of the monsoon? Yes, at the time of arrival of monsoon, the normal rainfall increases suddenly and continues constantly for several days. And this phenomenon is called as the burst of the monsoon. The monsoon arrives at the southern tip of the Indian peninsula during the first week of June. So when does the monsoon arrive at the southern tip of the Indian peninsula? Yes, during the first week of June. Subsequently, it proceeds into two, that is, the Arabian Sea branch and the Bay of Bengal branch. Okay, students, here in this map you can see the Arabian branch and the Bay of Bengal branch. The Arabian Sea branch advances north along the Western Ghats, reaching Mumbai about 10 days later on approximately the 10th of June. So when does the Arabian Sea branch reach Mumbai? Yes, approximately the 10th of June. And by mid-June, that is maybe the 15th of June, this branch arrives over Saurashtra, Kutch and central part of the country. Just have a look at this map, students. Here you can see the Arabian Sea branch reaches Mumbai on approximately the 10th of June. And by mid-June, the Arabian Sea branch of the monsoon arrives over Saurashtra, Kutch and the central part of the country. Okay. The Bay of Bengal branch reaches rapidly in Assam in the first week of June. Okay, students. So here you can see the Bay of Bengal branch. Okay. Even the Bay of Bengal branch advances rapidly and it arrives in Assam in the first week of June. Okay, students. Then what happens? Yes, it then gets deflected towards the west. Why is it so, students? Why does it get deflected? Yes, due to the lofty mountain ranges, due to the Himalayas present here. Okay, and thus giving rainfall to the Ganga plains. Okay, students, here in this map you can see, the Bay of Bengal branch gets deflected towards the west. Okay, students, and why is it so? Yes, it is because of the Himalayas. Both the branches merge over the northwestern part of the Ganga plains. Okay, students, here you can see in the map both the branch, that is the Arabian Sea branch as well as the Bay of Bengal branch. Okay, both of these branch, they merge over the northwestern part of the Ganga plains. Delhi receives rainfall from Bay of Bengal branch by the end of June. Just have a look at this map, students. Here you can see Delhi receives the monsoon showers from the Bay of Bengal by the end of June, that is approximately 29th of June. By the first week of July, monsoon covers western Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Haryana and eastern Rajasthan, and by mid-July the monsoon reaches Himachal Pradesh and the rest of the country. Just have a look at this map, students. By the first week of July, monsoon covers western Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Haryana and eastern Rajasthan, and by mid-July the monsoon reaches Himachal Pradesh and the rest of the country. Now let us talk about the withdrawal of the monsoon, that is the departure of the monsoon. Withdrawal or the retreat of the monsoon. Now withdrawal we also call it as retreat. Withdrawal or the retreat of the monsoon is a more gradual process. It begins by early September in northwestern states. Just have a look at this map, students. The withdrawal of the monsoon begins in northwestern states of India by early September. By mid-October, it withdraws completely from the northern half of the peninsula. So by mid-October, what happens? The monsoon withdraws completely from the northern half of the peninsula. The withdrawal of monsoon from the southern half of the peninsula is fairly rapid. Now what does it mean? The withdrawal of monsoon from the southern half of the peninsula is quite quick. Students. By early December, the monsoon has withdrawn from the rest of the country. So by early December, the monsoon gets withdrawn from the rest of the country. Now let us talk about the Indian islands. We have Lakshadweep and Andaman and Nicobar Islands, isn't it, students? The Indian islands receive the very first monsoon showers. They are the first one to receive the monsoon showers progressively from south to north. and from the last week of April to the first week of May. So when does the rainfall start here or begin here? Yes, from the last week of April to the first week of May. The withdrawal, that is the departure of the monsoon, takes place progressively from north to south and from the first week of December to the first week of January. Okay, so when does the withdrawal take place in the Indian islands? Yes, from the first week of December to the first week of January. So students, it is very clear that the Indian islands receive the maximum amount of rainfall, isn't it? So by this time, which time they are talking about? Yes, from the first week of December to the first week of January. So what happens during this time in the Indian islands? Yes, withdrawal or the retreat of monsoon takes place. And what about the rest of the country during this time? Yes, by this time the rest of the country is already under the influence of the winter season. So students, I hope you have understood the topics covered today. Now it's time for quiz. I hope you all are ready for the quiz. Let's begin. Question number 1. Monsoon arrives in India approximately in option A early May, option B early July, option C early June, option D early August. Yes, which is the correct answer? Yes, you are right. The correct answer is early June. Okay. Next question. Which one of the following warm ocean currents replaces the Peruvian cold currents? Option A Kuroshio, option B El Nino, option C El Nina, option D Gulf Stream. Once again, I'll read out the question. Which one of the following warm ocean currents replaces the Peruvian cold currents? Option A Kuroshio, option B El Nino, option C El Nina, option D Gulf Stream. Yes students, which is the correct answer? Yes, you are right. The correct answer is option B El Nino. Okay. Next question. The monsoon arrives at the southern tip of the Indian peninsula generally by the first week of June. Option A true, option B false. Yes students. Once again, I'll read out the question. The monsoon arrives at the southern tip of the Indian peninsula generally by the first week of June. Yes. Option A true, option B false. Which is the correct answer? Yes, you are right. The correct answer is option A. Okay, true. The statement is correct. So students, let's do a quick recap. Today in this video, we have learnt about El Nino, Southern Oscillation, the onset and withdrawal of the monsoon. Hope you all have understood the topics covered today. Okay students, don't forget to read the textbook. Meet you in the next video. Till then, bye and take care.